This episode of the Craftsmen Online podcast is sponsored by Bricks Masons. From elegant Masonic rings that showcase your commitment to our craft to finely crafted regalia and apparel that honor your tradition, Bricks Masons delivers quality and craftsmanship that truly stands out. Shop now at bricksmasons.com and use promo code CRAFTSMAN to receive free shipping with your first order.
The comments, opinions, and views shared during this program are of those individual Freemasons and do not reflect the official position of a Grand Lodge, Concordant Body, Appendant Body, Masonic Authority, or CraftsmenOnline.com. Welcome to the Craftsmen Online podcast, the only 5-star rated Masonic podcast endorsed by the Grand Lodge of New York.
Hello again, it's Brother Michael Arce, co-founder of CraftsmenOnline.com, and this is a first for our podcast. We're jumping into the holiday shopping season a little early with the ultimate Masonic holiday shopping guide as we bring on your favorite Secret Santa shopper and mine, Brother Matthew Brockbank. Welcome back, Brother Matthew.
Hello, Mike.
What are you wearing?
Oh, I for this special, auspicious occasion, I'm wearing the one and only vintage Brother Michael T. Brockbank, Brooks Brothers smoking jacket from his collection, straight to this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't fit in it anymore.
Oh.
Don't tell him I said that. So I have adopted it. I've taken it as my own, and I wear it for occasions like this.
And Matt, as we discussed, these items are all going to be a surprise to me, so I'm really just here for reactions as he came up with this great idea like, hey, let's propose 10 holiday shopping Masonic gifts for a Mason on any budget. So we're going to start with the under $50 range, we'll hit the $100 range, and then the under $500 range. Starting with gift idea number 10 from the Ultimate Holiday Shopping Gift Guide.
This is, by the way, not a plug for me anymore, but I can speak from experience in that I used to dabble kind of in this field. So as you may or may not know, I did some woodworking in the past, and I used to focus a lot on really nice handmade pens. I never made any Masonic pens myself, but I can attest to the quality of them. And those people out there who do a really fine job with their pens can, really make a very nice writing instrument. So number one will be the Treasure Guru's Blue Lodge Masonic Quality Heavyweight Ballpoint Pen Gift Set. That is a mouthful. That can be found on Amazon, and that is $11.99. A really good starter. However, if you want to kind of step up a little bit in the pen world, there's a lot out there. I see other pens around $70. I see more pens around $20. But you can find a Masonic pen for the brother in your life pretty much at any price point. And I think that makes a nice gift because it's something that they will use. And again, speaking from experience, a pen, if you refill it properly and you use it correctly, will last a very long time and goes a very long way.
But as a Mason, it's interesting. Those are one of the few times I think in our non-professional life where you'll go to lodge and it could be just something as simple as, hey, you need to sign the book outside the door, either as a visiting brethren or a brother of the lodge or an officer of the lodge. Or there's the few times where we're in a meeting and you need to jot something down and the old pen and paper does come into play. I think it's very distinguished, especially for the brother of a certain caliber, that you could just, tuck it into the breast pocket of your jacket and always carry it with you and be prepared, which is a key thing.
I like the pen because it is a subtle kind of, identifier, if you will, that you are a Masonic brother. Not everyone will, say, oh, what's that? But those who recognize it will say, oh, and that will strike up a conversation. I know I've kind of, poked fun at us before because Masons love their little trinkets and their pins and their doohickeys and their, no shame to those people out there who enjoy that stuff. That's great, because I think being passionate about the lodge, being passionate about Freemasonry, I think that's dwindling. So, those brothers that are passionate and do like to outwardly express that fact, great. I think it's awesome.
Even if you don't choose to go with the links, and we're going to share all of the gifts that Brother Matt has kind of gathered in his holiday shopping cart. If you choose not to do that, it's still a great idea just on your own, because as you pointed out, like, you can only have so many lapel pins. You can only have so many Masonic ties or tie clasps or holders or rings or other expensive things that come with being a Mason. And these are some creative gift ideas. And I think anything that's handmade or can be personalized to a brother, bang, that's a key thing. So we'll start. Item number 10 is our handmade Masonic pin. Let's roll up to item number 9 on your holiday shopping gift list.
And I don't know how many of these exist. And I will just preface with a little disclaimer that anything you find or see on eBay, that's up to you to verify if it's real or where it's coming from. But that said, eBay is a online shopping website. There are a lot of good things on eBay. I don't want to, discount it, but this particular item comes from eBay. So like I said, just want to, preface with that. This is and again, I don't know who exactly is selling it, or if there may be multiple sellers, but it is the Masonic Lodge Altar Light Bulb. So again, this is not, it's not like a lamp. This is a light bulb. And inside of the bulb, where you would normally see like the filament, it is in the shape of a Masonic square and compass.
Dude, those are so cool. I love lodges that have, and you can get them on eBay. That's awesome. Okay.
Yes. And ready for this? $11.25.
I think that's a perfect addition to any brother's home office. Like, as a Mason, you want to have something maybe subtle that also represents light and Masonry, and those two things come together. I know every time I go to a lodge and they have those as the representations of the lesser lights in Masonry, so to speak, I'm always blown away with that. I want to take a picture of it to be able to get my own copy of one of those. And it's under $20. That's pretty sweet.
All right, next up on the list. Now we're kind of creeping up a little bit, so away from the $20 range. We are up into the kind of $50 to $60 range. And I will preface with, my gifts are getting a little crazy the higher up we go. But that said, I think some of these are pretty neat. So I've never seen these before, and I'm surprised that they exist. But on noxfan.com, and I've never heard of this website before, but it's spelled noxfan.com. You can purchase for $50 or $49.90 a pair of Freemasonry canvas shoes. And for those of you who have ever owned a pair of Converse canvas shoes before, think about a canvas shoe with the black rubber tip. Now, the canvas of the shoe itself is a royal blue, and of course, on the heel, big square compass and G. I think these are kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is like the cheesy gift, for the Mason who really probably has everything and who is not afraid to, really, really show their, love for Freemasonry outside the lodge. They do come in black and white rubber. So again, like the classic Converse.
Again, you hit it right on the head. It's for the brother that pretty much has everything. And I think it's one of those things that you'd actually use. It's not really a gag gift. It would be something that would be worn with honor, that if you got it on Christmas morning or, in some sort of, gift bag or surprise, it would be pretty cool to have a pair of those. Yeah, that would be something I would wear with honor.
To tie into that, so I'm going to kind of include these kind of maybe as one gift. For $65, custom Masonic sneaker. I need to show this to you because I can only describe this as, think about like an athlete's kind of like crazy basketball shoe, except on the side it says your lodge name with this Masonic symbol.
Kind of has like the look of like the Yeezy shoes. It's very, very cool. Yeah.
This is, like you said, this is for the modern, younger, this is for the Gen Z Freemason. The fact that it can say your lodge name on it and then your name, I love that part. All right. Well, hopping back to eBay, again, I will preface that I don't know how many of these exist or if this is the only one. It very well could be. So if you want it, yeah, I'd say go fast. So the next one is a vintage Masonic Freemason cigar, cigarette, ashtray, and pipe rest. This has got so much detail in it. I don't even know where to start or where to, end.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know how many were made. I don't know where it came from. There doesn't seem to be any identifying markers on it. This thing has some real detail to it. It's clearly been, well worn and used, which is a good thing in this situation because I think, if you had it and it was sitting on your coffee table, people would say, "Wow,
Hmm.
that is not only a piece of art, but that thing has seen, a drink or two."
Yeah.
And you can tell because the square and compass there is a little, the wood there is worn. The varnish has kind of come off a little bit. On the ashtray, you can see that it's been placed, picked up, cleaned, put down. This thing has been in the room where people have had, one or two cigars or discussions or drinks, and I think it's fantastic. I
Mm.
look at this thing. Look at this. Look at the little matchbook holder where you put the book of matches in there, and there's that little kind of nub in the middle that pushes the matchbook up out of the sleeve. Wow.
Yeah.
It's just a very functional thing. So this is $90. So now we're kind of getting towards the $100 mark. I am a fan of old relics and artifacts like this, and it hits all the right notes for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of Masonic symbolism that's in here. And at first glance, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, is this some sort of like knockoff that, but you can tell that this has some original craftsmanship that's in here. There's a lot of the Masonic symbols, the square, the compass, the trowel is there. Yeah, this definitely, at first glance, I would say if Indiana Jones was a Freemason, this is what you would expect him to have just hanging out in Dr. Jones's office. Very cool.
If I saw this at a garage sale, oh my God, I'd buy this so fast. Oh, so fast. It would be coming home with me. I'd be like, $90? Sure. Anything less than that, instantly. I'd probably even pay 125 for this. Just great.
And when we share this link, if by chance it sells out, as Matt said, there's others that are going to be populating that are suggested that are very close to what this looks like. I think a good find for lucky number 7 on the Ultimate Holiday Masonic Gift Guide. Where are we at with item number 6?
So, like I said, we get a little rough and tumble as we move up here, but the next one, and maybe this is not for the Masonic brother, maybe this is more for their family, and I promise this is not a dig at anyone that I know or in my family. So, Dad, I promise not to buy this for you if you're listening. This is I'm sorry, this is a good one. The medium Masonic book cremation urn. It is engravable. It is for $149.95.
But it could also just be a decorative piece that you'd maybe put on a fireplace or in a parlor, I'm guessing.
This I thought, though, was kind of neat because I've seen a lot of urns before. I've seen a lot of, Masonic headstones, and I've seen, unfortunately, rest in peace, a couple Masonic funerals, but I've never seen a Masonic cremation urn that looks like maybe, a Holy Bible or just a book in general. And I think that if I was going to be cremated, that I would want to be put in this because it is classy. I think it speaks to, your life as a brother, especially if you are dedicated to the craft. And like you said, it looks good anywhere. And you're right, you don't have to use it as a cremation urn. It's a weighty object. I'm sure you could use it as a paperweight if you wanted to. On your desk, you could put it on the mantelpiece. You could even simply just, if you had a family member or brother and they were laid to rest, you could still buy this separately as just a memorial. So maybe we should talk about this or market this less as a cremation urn because that's always, well, that wasn't my idea of what I was going to do when I die, but maybe we should market this as a memorial because we have a lot of brothers who unfortunately pass on, and we don't sometimes have a great way to memorialize them. We can always do pictures and things. We can always, hang their aprons up. But this is very nice. And I think this is it's classy. It is understated the way you would want a memorial to be, right? You don't want it to be, loud and obnoxious. That's not what memorials are for. So I think this is just a very kind of classy thing, and I love it. So there it is.
You could do this for a brother. You could do this for a collector, but also as a brother that you might get that gift card that you're like, what am I going to buy with a gift card? This is something when you think about like future planning that you're like, okay, this is what my wish is. And I've already secured this thing. It's a burden that my family wouldn't have to go through when that day comes for me. So yeah, I think there's a lot of flexibility with this gift. Not a bad idea. There's actually no bad ideas allowed on the Ultimate Holiday Masonic Gift Giving Guide. We are halfway through our list. What do we have at item number 5?
So this one comes from Etsy. Again, disclaimer, Etsy, as some of you may or may not know, Etsy is for handmade or vintage goods. Typically, Etsy leans a little bit more towards the handmade or kind of niche market rather than the vintage goods these days. But that said, you can still find both. But this particular item is the rough and perfect ashlar. A rough ashlar from most of the angles, if you're looking at this cube, but out of one corner, you see the rough ashlar being worked away, and you see the perfect ashlar emerging. And there's a square and compass on the, well, I guess it's a cube. Depends on which way you face it, but the way it is in the picture, there's a square and compass on the top kind of corner of this rough ashlar, perfect ashlar. But I like it because most of the time when you think about the rough and perfect ashlar, you see them separately. And in my mind, it feels like seeing them separately is a little bit of a disservice, because it's not that a person is only the rough ashlar or only the perfect ashlar. We are a work in progress, which this particular item, I think, just signifies perfectly. You can tell by looking at it that it is a block of stone, or I'm not sure what this is made out of, but it says Fossil Bluff. So it is a block that is being worked on, being chiseled away, as we are supposed to be treating ourselves through education, so on and so forth. We are working on ourselves. So while we are not all perfect or all, rough at the same time, we are slowly kind of converting ourselves from the rough to the perfect. And I think this signifies that perfectly.
I would describe it kind of as an item that you would put on a bookshelf as it's in the picture, but also it's the perfect size for like a desk paperweight. And as the product notes kind of describe, that it's hand finished, cast by hand, and it's marble. It's beautiful. If I got this as a gift, and I could even think of brothers that I know that are a bit of that Masonic scholar, it's a perfect addition to your Masonic book collection that you have, or if you just want to bring something to work and have a cool paperweight on your desk or a talking piece, it's a subtle way to keep that square and compass out there, and a daily reminder, as you're saying, of kind of the goal of the rough and perfect ashlar. Great gift idea. Love it.
Yes. That one that was the very first one I found. It caught my eye, and I said, oh, well, I like that a lot. And that was the first one I found. And I was like, this is pretty cool.
Well, if I was your lodge secret Santa, I would say turn away at this moment. Hello, it's Brother Michael RC for Bricks Masons, the Craftsmen Online podcast. We're excited now, sponsored by Bricks Masons, including this episode, bricksmasons.com. That's my favorite destination for all my Masonic needs, whether it's apparel for myself or maybe just a great gift idea for another brother. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Bricksmasons.com is your online marketplace where tradition meets innovation. I want to talk about this week's featured item. Wow, this is cool. I'm a big watch guy. I used to be an Apple Watch guy. I switched over to mechanical watches. I have dress watches. I've got leather ones. I do not have a wood watch. I can get one now for under $50. It is a Past Masters Blue Lodge wristwatch made of natural wood that is wrapped by hand. The timepiece, it shows you everything you need to know, calendar dates, days of the week, 24-hour display. The trim, it's a unique blend of vintage and modern design. A wooden strap that makes it so easy to adjust the links with the removal tool that's included. A wood watch. Try to top that. It's a quartz wristwatch with a 43 millimeter diameter. Check it out now at bricksmasons.com. Visit bricksmasons.com and explore their extensive catalog and elevate your Masonic shopping experience with style and substance. Plus, our Craftsmen Online podcast listeners use promo code Craftsman at checkout to enjoy free shipping with your first order. Attention, holiday shoppers. Hey, it's Brother Michael Arce from the Craftsmen Online podcast. Just want to take a couple quick seconds to say, if you haven't done it already, you really got to get your to me from me gift this holiday shopping season. We're going to get back to holiday shopping with Matt in just a second, but honestly, I advocate for this every year. You get to a certain point in your life and there's just things that you want and you've earned it and you've been a good boy or girl this year, so you should get it for yourself. Of course, I'm talking about the Craftsman Online podcast subscription. We've teamed up with Patreon to provide an ad-free early listening experience for you. That means no annoying commercials like this, more of the episodes you want to hear, plus you get extra bonus content with some of our favorite guests like Brother Matt, who has popped on and will continue to join us for some bonus time after this podcast ends. All this for just $5 a month. The best part is you can try it out right now for free. In the show notes for this episode, click on your free 7-day trial offer. That's probably the last time you're going to hear the word free this holiday shopping season. All right, so we've broken into the top 5. We have item number 4 with Brother Brockbank in the ultimate Masonic holiday shopping list. What do we have?
I know I said no rings specifically, but this one, yes, it is technically a ring, but more than a ring, I think this is really a statement. So this is the $558 Masonic skull ring, and this thing looks so badass.
Yeah. This is like Pirates of the Caribbean meets like a Metallica album cover. Cool. Yeah, very cool.
I love this because most Masonic rings are like, how would you describe, like a college ring, if you will, a signet. But this thing, you could wear this and you wouldn't just be known as a Mason. You would be known as probably a guy that you don't want to mess with. I love this thing. It's by far the coolest Masonic ring I have ever seen.